Hi, my name is Dr. Laura Anderson, and I'm a child and family psychologist who has worked with kids and families all over the world, luckily enough, actually, in the last 20 years. And my business is Common Chord Psychology Services. It talks about a common chord is a place where two circles intersect and overlap. And that's a lot of what I do is think about bridging differences and building strengths and trying to bring out the best in kids and families. And one of the things that I feel most proud about is my long history of a career in Hawaii, in the outer island Hawaii. And a lot of people, it's funny, a lot of people in the mainland, when they heard I worked in Hawaii, would say, oh, tough job. Everybody out there, it's rough working in paradise. And don't we wish that were true for those of us folks who call Hawaii home and get to call Hawaii home? It can be a challenging place to be, especially on the outer islands, where at times that can be. On the one hand, the lifestyle is really appealing and mellow and very neighborly and very just the basics, just the wind and the weather and the water and your neighbors and your family. And that can also be hard when you're an individual who's kind of struggling with getting through life and with worries or stress, or if you have a little depression that you're trying to cope with, it can make it extra frustrating that you're not feeling well living in this place. It can also be really hard to navigate a small community. It just can. So if you do have a child who has some differences, or if you feel like you've struggled with relationships and that's been an issue in a small community, it's different. It's different than when you're in a big anonymous city where every exchange you've had with people isn't laid out for others to hear about. So I'm really happy. I'm not based in the islands anymore. I hope at some point to get back there. In the meantime, I'm happy to have my license active and alive there, and I get back off into the islands. And really, I'm happy about being able to still be on HMSA panels and UHA panels and be able to reach out to people of Hawaii, especially in locations where it's hard to get into an office. It's hard. I know, again, that seems crazy, but once you live in the islands for a while, you don't move around as much, and office timing can be tricky. And often the providers in the outer islands are full. And so I'm reaching out an invitation. I'm available. I wasn't the biggest fan of Videohealth until I tried it. I thought it would be awkward and stilted and not so cool, and it's wrong. I actually really enjoy doing the video telehealth that I do now. I'm a believer, and I was really hesitant about it at first. So if you're curious and want to know more about how I work to support adults with depression or anxiety or just relationship issues, trying to bring out their best, decide if they're going to stay in the islands, if they're not from the islands, or figure out how to continue to stay in the islands if they are and to thrive in the islands, or help kids with schools. Spent a lot of time in Hawaii schools. I feel pretty comfortable knowing what the strengths and challenges are of those too. And so if you'd like to talk a little bit about your own wellness, relationship strength and health, or child in schools, feel free to look me up. I also have specialization areas in foster care and adoption, and in kids who are gender expansive, kids who don't fall into the easy categories of your typical boy's boy or your, quote, typical girly girl. I put those in quotes. So if you see yourself in any of those things I've described, feel free to reach out to me at drlsanderson@gmail.com. It's drlsanderson@gmail.com. Or look me up more at www.drlsanderson.com.